Rise, rise, my vampires of Pittsburgh. Hello, welcome to the Stream of Blood. I'm Jared Logan, the storyteller. This is an actual play channel where we play all kinds of tabletop role-playing games, but our favorite around here is probably Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition from Paradox Interactive. Jason Carl, Ken Haidt, a bunch of incredible writers and folks. And we're so happy to have you here today to journey again with us into the dark of Pittsburgh, where it feels like every episode ends on a cliffhanger. These players, they play hard, they play fast, they play loose, ? And they get into a lot of trouble, which, you know, of course, as a storyteller, I enjoy because I guess stories should involve trouble or they'd be pretty boring. So welcome and let's get rolling. I just want to do a brief shout out. We have a new look. We have new logos. I think they're so beautiful. They were created for us by our art director, Jill Petracek. Jill, thank you. And, oh, look, there's another little logo right there. Look at that. And if you haven't already, I highly recommend you go to www.streamofblood.com and check out our new website, which has information on our shows and all that fun stuff. But it's all beautifully designed by Jill. It's a new year. It's a new look. The pandemic is over. Let's feed on some blood. I'm going to bring in your players. He is a man whose library of esoteric tomes is only rivaled by his library of esoteric cassette tapes. He plays Curtis Krieger, the only character to escape last week's bloodbath. And a very resourceful, if somewhat cagey young kindred, Curtis Krieger. And this guy's maybe the opposite of that, a charming, open young man. Please welcome our good pal, Ross Bryant.
Oh, hey, Jared. That's nice of you.
Hello.
Hey.
Yes.
Oh, God. Yeah. Curtis escaped. Yeah. Not facing the fate of his friends. I'm sure that's going to do wonders for his psychology.
Yeah.
But yeah, you caught me reading. This isn't maybe less esoteric than normal.
Clark Ashton Smith, I bet.
Yeah, it's Clark Ashton Smith. Yeah. Which I like. It was really you and Clint who put me on the weird fiction rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Even more H.P. Lovecraft and Howard than I ever had. But I just started this Clark Ashton Smith collection, and I think he's my favorite of the bunch.
He is maybe. I'm going to say he might be weirder than Lovecraft. Have you read like the stories about Zothique, which is this kingdom far in the future with like?
Not yet.
Oh yeah, those are great. Yeah, I'm a big CAS fan.
And
there, I did it.
Psychedelic, like 30s psychedelia. And I'm only 3 or 4 stories in, but it does not feel like the others in that I don't feel like I'm playing literary Russian roulette, like just waiting for the next page to reveal an incredibly toxic sentiment.
Oh yeah. Well, H.P. Lovecraft.
We'll see.
H.P. Lovecraft, for all his merits, was a bad person. Clark Ashton Smith, yeah, man, I don't know what's going on with him. He's just another little American guy who thought he was a British gentleman and wrote that way. And I think he liked drugs and sex, which, you know, who can fault him for that? Those can be fun things. Well, that's great. I want to know what you think when you get done with that. Speaking of drugs and sex, let's bring in this next player. He is one of the stars of HBO's Raised by Wolves, HBO Max's Raised by Wolves. He is an incredible player who has, he's gotten down and dirty with so many of our NPCs, ended more than a few of their lives as Lucius Ali. And again, the guy himself, the actor I'm about to bring in, he hasn't murdered anybody. So very different from the character he plays in this show. Please welcome Salim, everybody.
Drugs and sex, buddy?
Yeah. Drugs and sex. That's what I think of when I think of you.
That's okay. Brilliant.
I look, Abu. Sometimes my segue isn't perfect, but it's always compelling.
It's no, absolutely. I mean, that's why I keep returning, because sometimes it's one of those things that just pulls me in. I mean, it's like drugs and sex. That's okay.
That's that's the storyteller showmanship, the game master showmanship. There's like right over here. There's some drugs and sex. Yeah, over. Look at this.
Brilliant.
That's what most people think of when they think of a group of folks getting together doing some tabletop role playing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly the vibe you want to inculcate.
Actually, it's more dice and chips.
Oh wow, great!
Right, pizza and Marvel movie discussion. That is what a night of role playing also entails. Let's bring in our third player. Oh boy, is her character in big trouble? Jen Brown, the thin blood with a high humanity, has been captured by her arch nemesis Sonia, the prince of the city. She has gone into a hunger frenzy and has become a feral beast. So far from the humane sort of demeanor that she usually works on, this player, she's a feral beast too. I mean, she's a complete just beast of a role player. You can hear her voice in all kinds of great video games like Horizon Zero Dawn, and you can also see her on Mythic Quest on Apple TV+. Please welcome Ashley Burch, everybody.
Hello. Look at these wonderful graphics.
Thank you. Yes. Aren't they nice? Yeah, we thought, you know, we've been doing this about a year, a little more actually, and we thought it was time to throw some new graphics on. So
they're great.
Yeah, a new set of duds for the new year.
It's great.
And let's see now if we can get these vampires into a new situation, because oh boy, they're in a bad one.
Oh boy.
Does anybody have any? Are you scared, or you have any questions about last time before we hop in here? No.
Yeah,
am I gonna die?
Yeah, that's.
I told Abu beforehand, like, you know, if his character gets destroyed or put into torpor, you know, he can knock off early tonight. And he was like, "No, I want to stay." So we're going to get into it right now. Let's do it. Let me just find my game intro here. Here we go. Here we go, guys. Ready? Vampires are real. They infest our cities, feed on our children, control our institutions. Among the vampires who call themselves the Kindred, there is one most important rule. Stay hidden. Don't reveal our existence to humans. Maintain the masquerade. A year ago, 3 vampires in Pittsburgh broke that rule. Now an Inquisition controls the city, hunting the hunters, putting their havens to the torch. Your friends are dead. The city is burning. You're locked in a bathroom. This is lockdown. So I wanted to start with a little bit of a rules clarification and correction. So last time, poor Jen Brown had humanity taken away from her when she frenzied.
Right.
And that happened because of some confusion between me and Mr. Clinton Trucks. I think I even said, it's in the book. It's not in the book. And I think after he and I talked about it at length, and we thought, you know what, we should do this the right way, because it's still very dangerous and terrible for Jen Brown if it goes wrong, if we do it the right way. So we're going to do it the correct way, which is to say, for the moment, your humanity is back up to the very high place you'd gotten it, 9.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And then on top of that, you do take a stain for, so that comes from the other side, or there's the new character sheet I gave you has a spot for it. Thanks to one of our Discord members who created that sheet. I can't remember your handle offhand, but thank you so much for adding that. So, now we're gonna narrate a little bit, Jen Brown, because when we ended last session with a brief recap, these guys all they came and they sort of attacked Washington's Landing. Well, that's not quite right. Curtis was captured. Abu and Jen and Lucius went to rescue Curtis, and then they were captured. And then everybody was fighting in Washington's Landing because Curtis went to help them, and it was just a big free for all. Yes, Mr. Clinton Trucks.
Lucius was captured.
Thank you. Yes, yes. Abu was captured. Lucius, same person, and they were all captured. And then Curtis would save them, and there was a big fight, and it went crazy. Like people were damaged. Jen Brown kept having to rouse, and she ended up going feral. And then that's when Sonia was able to grab her and basically take her upstairs and lock her in a bathroom. And that is where we're going to start with Jen Brown right now. She's in that bathroom. She's in her feral state. But there's one particular detail. Even in her feral state, Jen Brown held on to enough of her humanity to get her hands on her cell phone that Sonia had confiscated. So that's important. But in her current state, her feral state, she cannot use that cell phone to warn anybody or do any good.
Oh, okay.
But we're going to do something right now. You are going to make a remorse roll. And a remorse roll, you roll the number of dice that you have spaces between your humanity and your stains. Well, right now you have no spaces between. You have humanity and then you have a stain right now. So what you're going to do is you're going to roll one die. And if it's success, you feel remorse and your stain goes away. But if it's a failure, you lose the point of humanity I took away last session. It will go away, and then your stains will clear that way. But I'm going to rule one more thing. If you fail this roll, Jen Brown doesn't come out of her beast-like mode until she is fed. So she will remain. Yeah. So you're going to roll one die right now, and we really, really want this to succeed if we want Jen Brown to come out of her.
Roll.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, man.
Jen, total failure. Brown lives up to her name. So I'm so sorry,
fun, guys. I'm just going to be spazzing out in a bathroom.
So you are spazzing out in a bathroom, but that doesn't mean that you can't take actions that you would take as a feral, starving vampire. Okay. And you do lose the dot of humanity that we said because your remorse roll failed, so you're down to 8. In fact, I don't want to just jump from you now. I want to know what you think she's doing in this state, locked in this room.
Okay. I'm guessing there aren't any ways out apart from the door that Sonia threw me into the bathroom through. Is that right?
Yes.
There's no windows or anything.
Yeah, I said that this is like upper middle class tract housing, like in a development. So it's a 2.5 bath. So you're like in the half bath that doesn't have like a window.
Okay. Well, she's frenzying. I mean, she's probably just clawing at the door, trying to get out, I would guess. But these cats are frenzying.
Yeah.
They're having a bit of a rowdy time. But she's not very strong. She's so useless when she's frenzying.
I think that she can be. I think that she can claw at the door. Let's just see how that goes for her. So, I know that this is not her best pull, but we're seeing her. We're seeing her out of her element. We're seeing her in trouble.
Well, quick question.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, of course.
It's a half bath. So is there like a shower?
Yeah.
Okay. So is there like a curtain rod thing?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And does Jen have any access to her intelligence right now, to any of her mental faculties?
Oh boy, I don't think so. I think that she has to behave as almost as an animal would, or like a zombie. Like there's not really a lot of you can't MacGyver really. You could rip that down and smash things with it.
Okay. She probably wouldn't be smart enough to take it to the door in a clever way though, huh? She would just wail it around.
She might wail it against the door. Do you want to try that?
Sure.
Okay, great. Then why don't you give me a strength plus melee roll? I know it's not your best. But I'm going to give you +1 damage for smashing the curtain rod against the door, or the shower rod against the door.
Okay.
And let's just see how you do, because if you can, how many dice is that for you?
Well, it's 3, but they're all going to be hunger.
Right, of course. Well, see, if you were to suddenly get if you were to get a messy critical, though, this is an important roll, right?
I didn't. I failed.
Damn!
Oy.
I was gonna give you a free surge.
You
because
were
you're frenzied. Yeah, I was gonna give you one extra die just for free. Why don't you roll that? Why don't you re-roll it and let's do it with a frenzy die with an automatic surge because you're so frenzied out.
Okay. Failure.
Oh my gosh, poor Jen, total failure, Brown. Okay, so we are going to leave her for the moment, just smashing a shower rod against a door. But actually, we're not going to leave her because as she's doing that, and when she finally maybe loses strength for a moment or pauses for a moment, she hears Sonia's voice on the other side of the door. And Sonia says, "Darling, don't stress yourself. We're going to go to Economy Village, and we're going to find your little friend Sabrina, and we're going to bring her back here. And then we're all going to have a little talk."
I feel like this would piss Jen off so crazy.
Want to go for another roll?
Yeah.
Go for it. You could use something else. Brawl if she's just using her bare hands. Athletics if she's like just kicking against the door. Like I'll let you, be creative with which pools you want to use.
Okay, let me. Yeah, I mean, there's none of my social or mental traits are available to me, right?
I'm afraid. Well, what do you want to use? Do you want to use wits? You could have a low cunning right now. Sure. Resolve? You could have resolve because you're just, even in your monstrous state, you're resolved to fucking destroy her.
Yeah, maybe I feel like I could justify that, right? Strength and resolve?
I'm going to allow it. Yeah, in this particular role, I'm going to allow it. Strength and resolve to just, but listen, you need 3 successes to like kind of crack the door or whatever. Like,
okay. Total failure. Oh
my God, I'm so sorry, Ash.
I'm just so hungry. I'm just too hungry.
It's great.
I have 5 hunger, so it's just trash. Okay.
This kind of behavior is making me think that, unfortunately, you may have to be disposed of. Yeah, she walks away from the door. You hear her walking away from the door. Now, let's catch up very briefly with Curtis Krieger, because what Curtis does, being the one who's in the wind, will really affect how the rest of this goes. Boy, we are flying without a map today, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, boy.
I'm excited. Curtis Krieger, what do you do once you've made your escape? We said that where we left Curtis Krieger was he was in the middle of the fray with Bex, and the Archon was arriving. There were ghoul guards. Sonia and Dr. Orman were there, and you had sustained some damage. Is that right, Curtis?
That's right.
Yeah, where are you at?
I've been shot. I think, but because I've just been shot, it was, I've just got like 3 superficial damage right now.
Okay, and do you have, how hungry are you?
Now that is a different matter. I'm 3 hunger right now. So
right. So I mean, technically, you could rouse right now, and if you were successful with your blood potency of 2, I think that you could heal that 3 superficial damage instantly. But you'd be chancing going up to hunger 4. Let's narrate where Curtis is, so you kind of know where you're at. You, I think, have like somehow scrambled like out over the wall because if anybody can do that, it's Curtis with his like feather claw and his claws
digging into the wall.
Right. The children that were with you that Marius Cora provided as kind of a backup for you are gone. You don't know where they're at. You don't know your friends are off in the house that's over the wall. Like, you can just see the tip top of it. You're like now in like mud and bushes, like and the sparrows, the flock of sparrows that you brought that like kind of gave you like a smoke screen, they're still kind of landing around you, like waiting for more instructions, like twittering at you, like happily as you like covered in blood and shot or like dragging yourself through mud and weeds.
Yeah, just like getting in my hair and all over the jacket.
Yeah.
All right. I want to know where those kids are going, because now I think, okay, it's anathema to Curtis to leave combatants behind, but he was ordered to run away.
Yeah.
So
Jen Brown ordered a retreat.
yeah.
One of her last actions as she went feral.
So I think Curtis now is like, this is now the second time he's like led an assault or gone in guns blazing to this stronghold, and it's like, okay, fine, I'm getting her out by any means necessary. I don't care who I have to work with. I don't care what I have to do. If those kids can just walk in, then I'll take. I fucking hate Marius Sikora, but I'll strike a deal with him. Let's do it. Let's go.
Great. So it starts with you either contacting. It sounds like you want to contact Marius. Is that right?
Yeah.
So Marius Sikora, just to remind everybody, is the strange kindred, quite aged, that kind of offered to team up with our coterie maybe 10 sessions back now. But everybody found him to be kind of a creep, and he is. He was in a big black car. He had a chauffeur who had no mouth, like just skin, and he definitely seems like he's got ulterior motives and all kinds of shady shit going on. For example, when they asked him for help in getting Lucius and Jen out of Washington's Landing, he sent these 3 strange children who were there they are, the children. They were very adept at creating illusions to get Curtis in. But what Curtis doesn't know, and what none of the players know, is that when they were done, they took their payment. They took an infant child out of one of the houses in Washington's Landing as their payment. And so are you looking for them, or are you trying to contact Marius?
Well, now that that little recap reminded me that I don't know that Curtis knows who sent them. They just kind of he just kind of followed them in. So I think this is maybe more of I'm going to track them and see if I can follow them back to their fastness, wherever that is.
Great. Give me a wits plus investigation, or even just an awareness roll would work. But then the difficulty will be determined a little bit by which one you choose.
Okay. Great. I'll do wits plus investigation.
Okay, great. So I believe that the children may. Oh, I should be fair with you, Curtis. The children may have mentioned Marius.
Okay.
So but if you want to track them down right now, I don't see any reason why not to. Should we do this roll?
Yeah, especially since I don't know where we met in a car, like right by the Inquisition camp. So
that's right. Yeah. Okay, great. So give me that wits plus investigation roll.
I got 3 successes.
Okay, 3 successes, and I want to see how they're doing. Okay, so you walk along the Allegheny for a while, through the mud and the weeds and stuff, and you're just kind of like looking for any sign of them. You're kind of trying to get back to the bridge onto Washington's Landing where you think that they'll probably exit. But while you are doing that, you suddenly find their footprints kind of in the mud here. And then after following those for a little while, you hear wah, wah, the cries of an infant up ahead.
Oh, God.
And I would like to stealthily approach and see what the hell is going on. That's not where a baby should be.
The kids are the children are standing around an infant child that's kind of sitting among the reeds and the water, like on the bank of the river, looking like a little baby Moses. And the children are like forming a triangle around it, and they're doing something. Like they're like there's some kind of like remember when they made you look like a guard for a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
There's just like images kind of floating up out of the child into the children, and the images look like things that maybe an infant would like have seen, like it might have been on its retina at some point, like a blanket and like a what do you call it, one of those things that hangs overhead. A mobile. Yeah, like things like that are just kind of like floating into the air like a kind of a hazy mirage for a second, and then they're floating into the children's faces like one at a time. It's like they're kind of downloading things out of the kid. And it is truly horrifying. And you tell me if this would make Curtis frenzy, because it's truly, maybe it wouldn't, but it's truly like kind of like they're definitely, the vibe you're getting is that they're taking things from this infant.
Disturbing and weird. Is the, oh God, and the child is just mewling in their midst. Yeah, that's fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe he's questioning these little critters as allies now.
Yeah. What's he do?
Jesus.
This is a tough one. He wants to get to their boss to get backup, but at the same time, they're doing something that is clearly wrong.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I just want to bring up Curtis.
I've lost a lot of humanity.
4. He's humanity 4.
Mm-hmm. Which I see humans mostly as means to an end now. I don't see them as people. There's really only a couple people I care about. Maybe I just walk. I'm gonna approach them.
Mm-hmm. They are so engrossed in whatever it is they're doing that they don't even hear you. And you didn't say you were being stealthy, so they're just kind of like really, focused in.
You're gonna put that back
every once in a while. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You're gonna put that back when you're done with it.
Suddenly they go, oh, what? Oh, and they all like look at you. And looks of just like anger on their faces, like you've interrupted something, like some kind of really sacred kind of ceremony or something. Like they're just like filled with hatred for you. And they're like, go away, Curtis Krieger. We've taken our payment. Our obligation has been fulfilled. The Gies is complete.
Yeah, okay. Hey.
The baby seems alive and is now, really screaming in earnest.
The Gies is complete, huh? Then maybe you won't mind if I take that off your hands. If you're done with it.
We're not done. We haven't completed we're not done. Go away.
This is so messed up. Okay.
I even got my mom's voice in the back of my head being like, why are you playing these games? Honestly.
They're fun, Mom. They're a laugh.
Yeah. Yeah. My goal with all of the Stream of Blood games is to make a game that your mom would have been really upset if she found out you were playing when you were a teenager. Yep. Okay, Curtis Krieger. I mean, if you want to roll your humanity to see how he would react, or
yes, I think this is like such a moment where, like, I mean, protecting children is just elementally humane, but let's see how far gone he is. Okay. So I just roll my 4 dice, and then what happens if I'll just tell you how many come up trumps.
Tell me how many come up trumps, but I think if it's a lot of them, obviously you're a little bit of humanity is sparked inside you. If it's 1, I don't think it's enough.
2.
That's not quite very much, is it? It's about half. Mm-hmm. So I think that he's still torn. And the little girl says, "Well, put her back when we're done."
Is there going to be anything left?
She'll grow up. She'll become an adult like everybody else.
Okay. No blood. Doesn't look like there's that much in there anyway.
We're not interested in blood. And they turn back to what they were doing. And Curtis Krieger at 4 Humanity lets them finish whatever it is they're doing. And I just want to tell you something, Curtis Krieger.
This makes me lose more.
Well, that's what I was about to say. When they kind of finish, the baby is still kind of crying. It's still kind of moving. But Curtis Krieger takes a stain to his humanity.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then the one little boy with a cap is like, I'll put her back, and starts scampering off. And the other two are like, what do you want, Curtis Krieger?
I want you to take me to your, I don't know, what are your paterfamilias or whatever?
Marius. He wants to see Marius. Okay. Follow us. And they start scampering up the bank.
All right. I follow.
Now we go to Abu and Lucius Ali. And we actually go back in time a little bit because we left you, Lucius, facing off against, I believe it was Bex, in that basement while the Archon Isabelle arrived. Yes, here's Bex.
Yeah.
And then of course the Archon has arrived as well. I think Orman is trying to scamper away right now. He was down there too. Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to first ask you, how are you doing on health?
I've got four superficials.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you I think you're at 4 hunger too. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So if you rouse and you're successful, you could get rid of 3 of those superficials instantly. That's just how you can heal. And you can do that every round if you like. I'm just reminding you of that. Once your meter of health is filled with superficial, you will take -2 to every physical thing that you do.
Okay, cool.
And then if you keep taking damage after that line is full, it'll start becoming aggravated damage. And when that's full, you go into torpor. Okay. And so here's what happens. Bex takes her sidearm, throws it down, pulls out this like big like riot baton. The Archon lands on the other side of you with her 2 K-bar knives, and they move in. So I want to know what Lucius is doing.
I'm going to just kind of raise my arms up and be like, I see now. I see what we've become. I see what I've become. I submit.
Those are beautiful words, Lucius. Let's see if they believe you. I need a roll from you. Let's go with like something social. I as your storyteller, I don't know if you're lying or telling the truth, and you don't have to tell me, but tell me what attribute or skills you'd like to use to convince them.
I think it would be charisma and possibly my the dot in my oar, maybe.
Yeah, I'll allow that. Mm-hmm. And you can even add a skill as well if you'd like. You have a little etiquette that would probably work. You want to add that too?
I was gonna say politics, but I think actually no. I think etiquette makes sense.
It's okay. It's okay if you want to use politics. Just explain to me how you're making it political.
I think because it's what I'm gathering is that it's about anarchs and the Camarilla, and it's this idea of this trying to change us and trying to better the world as a whole. So part of me is almost like I'm rolling, I'm bringing in that. I'm bringing in the idea of submission, the idea of giving in, the idea of especially harking back to the conversation that I had with the Archon. So I think that is kind of where I'm pulling in from that. Very good.
I'll allow it. And so go ahead and roll that. They are going to go ahead and do what they were going to do, which is roll attacks. And if you can get like more successes than them, that means you get it all out and you are eloquent enough maybe to stop them, to make them pause for a second.
So would that be then 3 of charisma and then 3 politics? 1 all.
Plus 1 all.
Would the power bonus, what does the power bonus do?
A power bonus, that's probably what they're talking about by adding a die from your awe.
Okay.
Cool. I'm pretty sure that's what they mean with that. So yeah, go ahead and roll that, and they're going to roll their attacks.
Okay.
Let's see here. Okay, wait, that's one of them. That's one of our guys here, and then here's the other one.
I got a.
It sounds bad. Wait, I want to hear what they got. I want you to hear what they got, and then I want you to tell me what you got.
So there's more dice?
Well, it's 2 people are attacking him.
Sure.
So they got 2 and 3 successes respectively, and so that's a total of kind of 5 successes you kind of have to overcome. So how did you do?
I got 4.
Oh, not quite enough. So here's
No
what
willpower?
I'm gonna. Yeah, you want to willpower that?
Shit. Can I willpower that?
You I think. Do you have any left?
Yeah, I've got like 3 left.
Oh, great. Yeah. You can spend a point of willpower, or rather, take a point of willpower damage, superficial willpower damage, to go ahead and re-roll up to 3 dice.
Really?
Yeah, up to 3 non-hunger dice. Yes.
Okay. 6.
There it is.
Hey!
So they move in on you, and they're about to bash you, and you are just like, stab you and everything. And Bex is not stopping, and the Archon suddenly, instead of stabbing you, she just pulls you to her and points her knife at Bex and is like, "Stand down. I said stand down." And Bex like steps back and is like, "You don't honestly trust him, do you?" And the Archon's like, "I don't have to explain myself to you, ever. I am an Archon of the Camarilla, and you serve at my pleasure. You will stand down, Bex." And so Bex is like clearly fuming. Let's see how she does on a frenzy roll from that.
Ooh.
She gets all successes. She's a controlled little Ventru. Okay.
Oof.
So Bex holds herself back and is like, he'll have to be restrained. He'll have to be imprisoned again. Wait, why did I use Isabelle's voice? He'll have to be restrained. He'll have to be imprisoned again. And Isabelle's like, "I'll handle it."
And I'm going to say, and I'm just going to come in and be like, "Just don't restrain me. It's useless. How do you think I got out the first time? Please, don't put bloody restraints on me. It's embarrassing."
"Well, darling, I think this time they'd probably lock you in sort of a coffin or, pile cars on top of you or something. They probably would just put a zip tie on you this time."
That's...
You've grown. You've grown so much. I'm so proud of you.
I'm just going to keep my head low.
Let's talk.
Okay.
And she starts moving out of the hole of the basement back over to her place. She's like, "The sun is coming. We'll have to slumber soon."
Yes. But
Sonia and the others, I have to talk to them, so we have to talk now. Do you pledge your fealty to Sonia and the Camarilla?
Oh, okay. This is what do I roll here? Because I feel like this is, there is a part of me that, I mean, I've got a long game, but like there's a part of me that kind of knows that I am literally staring at the devil right now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
in fact, your desire is destroy the Archon.
Literally.
You have to decide whether you're changing it or you are... Well, look, I want to keep our viewers and even the other players in suspense. So, Abu, if you figure out a way Lucius can kind of be unclear about where he's at, that's fine. But you could also just... She's asking you, cards on the table. Do you swear your loyalty to me? And then she kind of touches your cheek and she goes, "Will you allow me to place safeguards in here?" And she taps your temple.
And I'm going to kind of be like,
"Ooh.
What about trust? I know that we have
I
both
trust
broken
you.
trust, and I trust you too. But the point is that we are both in a very difficult situation here. We've both made mistakes. Admit the mistakes you've made to me.
They're not going to accept your allegiance on my word, even as an Archon. Or if they do, it will only last a night or two. But
And let them accept my allegiance through my actions. I will show you and prove to you that I will help.
Let me talk to Sonia. We only have minutes before dawn.
Fine.
Come with me. She takes you to another part of the house where Sonia has just finished speaking to someone in behind a door, and Sonia kind of comes down the stairs, and Isabelle is like, "I've decided to take Dr. Ali as my responsibility. I can promise that he will remain loyal to our cause. He understands that he has been in error, a prodigal son for, so many days. But now that he has returned to me, well, the ties between us are stronger than those between him and his band of anarchs. Isn't that right, Lucius?"
Yes.
"I'm not sure this is wise," says Sonia. And she says, "Tell her, Lucius. Tell her. Make her believe you."
Can I hear the banging in the door?
Yeah, you probably can.
So I'm gonna look. I'm gonna be like, "Is Jen in there?"
Sonia is like, "Is it really Jen right now? Ugh. Unfortunately, your sloppy anarch habits have resulted in Miss Brown losing herself. The Camarilla exists to prevent this sort of thing from happening. It is regrettable."
I'm gonna sort of go to the door and sort of just say, Jen, can you hear me? Jen, it's okay. Everything is going to be all right. But I need you to think now. I need the cerebral Jen, not the action Jen.
Excuse me.
Just
This is
wait,
not
wait,
filling me with
wait.
confidence.
Just wait. Jen.
The banging has stopped, I should say, when Lucius starts talking to me.
Yeah.
I implore you to listen to me and focus on my voice. Focus on the teachings that you have been trying to teach us all.
Darling, I can't
To be
allow you to go
calm.
on.
Just be calm.
Darling,
Please.
stop it, Lucius.
I'm going to hold back then.
Can I roll to see if that worked?
Absolutely, you can. You may roll. You know what? You may roll your humanity.
Hey, that's a big, nice pool for me.
Yeah, that's a nice big pool.
And I don't put hunger in there, right?
Nope.
Okay.
I think normally you'd roll willpower to come out of a frenzy. Normally, frenzies also in the book have a certain amount of time they last, but we narrated it a little differently today. Let's see if Jen Brown's humanity gets her out of it. I bet 8 dice might help her. How does it go?
5 successes.
Okay, so not only are you completely lucid now, but you get a +1 die on the next thing you attempt, because Lucius, you can tell Lucius was like, you guys have a tie together. The coteries bonds are strong now, and he has helped you. Unfortunately, Lucius, that was a sacrifice play, because Sonia's like, he can't be trusted. And the Archon's like, wait, what if I
Can I say something?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I want to do, okay. Could I do 2 things at once? I want to use the phone while I'm talking to them.
Oh, okay, great.
Oh God, what am I gonna do? Oh boy. First thing that came to mind was to say something to the Inquisition about Washington's Landing.
With your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, so there, it can be sometimes a little tricky to get in touch with them, but you have done it in the past. So I do want to roll for this, if that's okay, especially if you're talking while you're doing it.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me a intelligence plus tech roll, your best, to try to to get this done, and I think you need 3 successes to get through to that old chat room. Like, remember it was in the dark web and all that stuff. So you're doing all this on like an iPhone or something. So it's a little tricky. And at the same time, you're trying to like not let them know you're doing it. So it's a little tricky. You need 3 successes. But what are you saying to them while you do this?
What I want to say is, don't hurt him. I'll cooperate.
No one's talking about hurting him, Jen Brown. Why am I talking to her? Sonia's like, enough. We must slumber. Jen Brown stays locked in the bathroom. Lucius Ali, he has to be restrained as well.
Why does everyone want to restrain me?
We're all going to sleep on it. And tomorrow night, I'll have Sabrina and the rest of this little band here as well. And she's talking to the ghouls about going out and finding out where Curtis Krieger is during the day. They're going to look for him. And they know because you revealed to Dr. Orman that you ruined his experiments, that Economy Village was your new haven. And so now, the anarchs are constantly burning havens. What can I say? That is in the book. They say that anarchs have to like drop havens all the time. So let us now go back to Curtis Krieger for a moment. And Curtis Krieger, you actually find a hotel that used to be an old monastery, like a very old monastery in like the very early days of Pittsburgh, like for like an order of like Catholic monks. But it is now like a kind of a bit of a, well, it's not a boutique hotel, but it's like kind of like, oh, what a cute place. Like if you look deep in your travel guide, you'd find it, and you'd look at the photos and you might go, oh, well, that'll be fun. What a funky little place to stay. But Curtis, when you arrive, the travel guide photos would have lied, because there are now highways over it. You know what I mean? And like the whole place looks like very, sorry, this helps me focus sometimes. The whole place looks like very kind of built up around with all this infrastructure that sort of almost hides it. And the children kind of run inside, and I can tell you that the sky is getting lighter. And when you come inside, you're in sort of this beautiful, like, well-appointed kind of old style lobby with brass and polished wood. And the man with no mouth is like, he's like polishing something. And he looks up at you like questioningly.
You got what's your going rate for like a single?
He walks off. The children kind of wander up the stairs somewhere, and very soon Marius Sakura descends these like carpeted stairs, and he is wearing like a an old fashioned like what do you call, like a dressing gown, like a man would wear when he would smoke his pipe in the early 19th century, with like a big cravat sticking out of it. And he's coming down the stairs. He's like, Curtis Krieger.
Oh my God.
I was just about to rest for the day. I assume that you are coming in need of sanctuary.
You got me pegged. Yeah.
Come. We have many rooms for guests such as yourself. I'm glad that my little striplings were able to help locate you.
Yeah.
Come. And I think that Marius even has a big candelabra that he's holding as he leads you up the stairs.
Uh-huh.
Of course, his servant like lit it for him, because vampires don't like fire. But he's like carrying it up the stairs, and you realize that the place probably doesn't even maybe have power. Like, and he's leading you up the stairs, and he's like, "But where are your friends? Where are Jen Brown and Dr. Ali?"
Well, I think we need to have a little chat about that.
I knew that you would come back to me, that you would see the merit in having a friend such as Marius Sakura. Come.
Yeah, we can.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
He leads you down a hallway. He opens the door to it looks like an extremely
Chris is just like,
comfortable room. Looks like an extremely comfortable room, and it has like no windows. Like so, it's like in the middle of the hall,
Amazing.
and it just looks like a beautiful, like well kept little room. And he's like, "We'll speak when the sun goes down."
And so we shall.
So now everybody slumbers. I think that they put Lucius Ali in like a walk-in freezer, and they put like a padlock on it. It's like in another house. In fact, you know whose house it's in? They go bursting in, the ghouls carrying like Lucius Ali, the Archons with them and everything. And Bob is there, and he's like, "What? You're not going to keep him here." And they're like,
Bob.
They're like, they take you down. It's not a walk-in freezer. I'm sorry. It's one of those that open like this, you know? And they, And so Bob's like, no. I keep blood in there. And they're like, throwing the blood out of the freezer, and they're taking Lucius Ali and they're stuffing him in, and they're slamming it shut, and they're putting a padlock on it. And Jen Brown remains inside of a bathroom. And so,
can I do a thing?
You may do a thing. Oh, actually, did we find out how successful you were?
We didn't.
Oh, we should now.
I only got one success.
Well, then I have to think about it. What would you like to do? You had
I can stay up later than everyone else.
That's true.
I want to text Dylan.
Who?
Dylan.
Oh, very good. Okay, great.
I'll text Dylan and Clara, and I'm going to say, get Sabrina, break everything down, get Sabrina, and get the fuck out of Economy Village.
Very good.
Don't tell me where you're going.
Dylan texts back Roger and thumbs up. Yep. And you know that you have saved your friends, and about that time is when you're actually now getting tired because you've stayed up almost like an hour past dawn, and there's no light that comes into this room, but you can just feel it. You can feel your, like, looking at yourself, you can like feel rigor mortis setting in, and all of a sudden, bang, 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 bang on the door. Like, Jed Brown, we're coming in.
Can I say that I hid my phone after I finished?
Okay. Yeah, you can. But let's see how well you hit it. What are you using to hide it?
Oh boy. Could I do intelligence plus dexterity?
Yeah, you can. I'll allow that.
Oh boy. I'm so hungry in my tumbly. I got one success.
Okay. Let's see how they do. They come in and they're like, "Where's the phone, Jen Brown?" It's like just a couple of ghouls in security outfits. They've got like oh, by the way, you're really hungry, aren't you? You're still like at 5 hunger.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's more than 2 ghouls. They're aware of your state. Yeah, it's 5 ghouls in security uniforms.
Jesus
oh my
Christ.
God.
They don't want to take any chances. This is a vampire.
Sure.
They can't send Sonia or Orman to take care of you right now because the sun is coming up. And that's why they came right now, where you would be possibly at your weakest. And they're like, "Where's the phone?" And they all have like batons, and they're coming in. So Jen Brown, you have to decide what you want to do. You are so hungry.
Do I have a choice? I'm seeing humans walk in, and I'm at 5 hunger.
I don't think you have a choice. I think you need to roll. If you want to not just attack them right now, you have to roll your willpower, your current willpower, which is at what?
1.
Yeah, I think that you'll roll 1 die if you want to not attack them.
I think Jen would try not to.
Okay.
Given how much humanity she has.
I think that makes sense. Let's see
how
she does.
I succeeded. I got 1 success.
You are barely holding it together, and only because you have a humanity of 8 now. Are you able to kind of just stop yourself from ripping into their fleshy necks, where you can just see kind of things moving inside there, the blood pumping, and it's taking all of your strength not to do anything? And it's like, they were like, come on. And they've got like tasers and stuff, and you're not doing anything. And they're like, okay, where's the phone? Find the phone. And so 3 of them have their weapons trained on you while the others are kind of looking around. And let's see how good these ghouls are at investigating things.
I don't have any presence of mind to try to use compel right now, do I? I doubt I could get
I think
it
you're
off.
too hungry for a compel. What? Well, but that is your, like, just shouting one word. What are you going to try to do?
I want to get them to stop searching for the phone, basically. Say,
what are you going to say?
Leave and forget the phone.
Okay. Let me first roll their investigation.
Forget your search. I don't want to confirm that there's a phone.
Okay. And then let's see. I'm going to allow you to do it. So roll. Let's see. How does your power work? It is a dominate. Charisma plus dominate. And we're going to roll versus their intelligence plus resolve. But dominate. There are 5 of them. So I think you need 5 successes.
Okay, well, that's not going to happen. Well, we'll see what happens, though.
Just being fair.
For sure. Total failure.
Oh, my God. Poor Jen Brown. Okay. They're like, not a chance. And then they start to kind of push you back. They're not beating you, but they're like pushing you back into the shower. Like, she's trying it. She's trying the shit. She's trying to, they're like, don't listen to her. Like, they're pushing you back. Like, they're like acting out of fear, really, is what you can tell. It's like they're kind of terrified even of Jen Brown, because she is one of the kindred, the thing that they would most like to one day become. And I'm afraid to tell you that they reach down into the toilet where you put it and pull out a phone. Good work. Sonia will be pleased. Enough tricks, leech. Sonia will decide what to do with you. I bet you're probably going to see the sun before the end of the day. Now everybody slumbers. And everybody can make a rouse roll. Here's a really scary thing. Jen Brown, if you fail this rouse roll, you go into torpor.
Really?
Because you're at 5 hunger and you're so hungry that you don't have enough blood to sustain yourself.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Curtis, you're at hunger 4 now?
That's right.
Okay, great.
Oh, boy. I succeeded.
Thank God. Okay. So you awaken still like in like an almost feral state, like almost unable to kind of, it's just your thoughts. It's like you have to concentrate really hard to keep a thought like in the forefront of your mind. Lucius Ali, you awaken, and I hope Lucius is not claustrophobic because he's in a little freezer. They probably didn't even bother to turn it off. So I think that he is probably like, well, I don't know. He's already a dead body with no
cold.
heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's maybe the discomfort of the ice on him, like has collected on him. And once night hits again, there is a knock on the door to Jen Brown's bathroom. It's like, we're going to feed you. Stand back.
I do so, I guess.
They crack open the door, and a cat comes in.
Fuckers.
Meanwhile, let's see what Curtis Krieger is up to.
I wake up in a nice hotel bed.
Yes.
I take a shower for the first time in like 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, get the mud of the Allegheny off.
Right. And as you creep out, you're kind of twitching with hunger, and as you kind of creep out onto the landing and kind of look down into the lobby, you hear Marius Sakura talking to someone, and he's going, yes, come in. It's warm in here, and I have food. And you can see that there is like a young man, like, who looks like he's been living rough, like kind of walking in and looking around like, I didn't even know this place was down here. Oh, yes, yes. No, we are a full service hotel. But I believe in giving back to the community around me. Mr. Krieger. Allow me to introduce my friend. This is Elvin. And he's like Ethan. Ethan, yes. I invited him in for a drink. I think you two would get along.
Yeah. Love to make a new friend.
Ethan's like, yeah, sure. You said there was a drink? Yes, join me. And he takes you back into a back parlor where there is an entire bar set up. And Marius is like shaking a drink. And Ethan's like, I'll just have whiskey. Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm used to catering to guests with a more refined palate. He starts to just pour whiskey, and Marius keeps looking at you like,
And I assume I'm back in the shadows so that Ethan can't see my face.
yeah. And then finally Marius goes, Curtis, would you like a drink?
And then as I kind of walk out of the shadows, like, funny you should mention that. Truly, your amenities are world class. I had no idea you were so full service. And I walk up to this guy and I go for it.
He looks up at you like, what the hell are you? I'm not gonna make you roll. He doesn't fight. He's been prepped for you. He's been prepared for you. And Curtis Krieger, the only question is, do you drink to the last drop?
Oh God, what a question.
You can take 2 hunger back without killing him, but he will be in kind of a medical situation.
That's what I would like to do.
Okay. You're not going to finish your food?
No, that's fine.
It's very wise. You release them back into the wild. They go, they have little ones, then you can feed on them. Like, you don't want to wipe out your entire, supply.
Yeah, I find it's good to exercise, certain level of restraint. It's what I've tried to do.
He presses a button on the like behind the bar, and then a light kind of goes on, and then the chauffeur with no mouth comes and drags Ethan away. So, what would you like to talk about? You said we had things to discuss.
Seem to remember you making a sort of a proposition with us. And I want to let you know that I speak not for us. I speak for me. Right now, that gang of freaks down at Washington's Landing has my friend, and I want to get her out. If you help me get her out, then I guess I'll owe you a favor.
I propose an alliance to rid us of the Inquisition, Curtis Krieger. I have no interest in an open war with the Camarilla. Unless, of course, they're in a weaker position than I might believe them to be in. He's sipping blood.
Yeah, you might say that. I think the Inquisition movement in town's got everybody on the back foot. They're scared. They're freaked out. And they got a little there's some sort of power struggle going on.
Let's talk numbers. How many guards do they have in that compound?
And can I roll a 2 to know my Curtis's accurate estimation?
Yeah, Curtis is a soldier who would have to do these kind of analyses sometimes, and he definitely has surveyed the place a couple times. So if you give me, let's say, a intelligence plus, you can choose streetwise or investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'll go streetwise. What would you do? What would you do? Ooh, 5 successes.
5 successes means that you give him a perfect tactical rundown of Washington's Landing, its entrances, its exits, who's on the island, how many ghouls there are, and finally he goes, "That's very good, very good. Let's talk values now, Monsieur Krieger. What are yours? These struggles of you and your merry band, are they political in nature? Moral? Or are you simply loyal because you don't know how to be anything else? There are things that we can do to save this city from the forces that strangle it. Other powers that were here before the Inquisition, or even the Camarilla. Primal forces that we can harness. The children you met are among these. Shall we talk of others?"
By all means.
I'll briefly outline to you what he says instead of role-playing the whole thing, because I want to jump back to our other friends. But he says, just as he said the first time you met him, that he knows of other groups he can bring in. And if you think the Camarilla is really weak right now, he'll bring in other groups like the children who are not kindred for a big assault on Washington's Landing, with plans to then go after the Inquisition later. But you have to help him go and talk to these groups.
Okay.
And you might be like, there's no time for that, because
I think that is what, like, time is kind of the essence here.
Then perhaps
I don't know what they're planning to do to her. Or to them. I don't know what they're planning to do to them.
Yeah, well, Marius definitely notes that. And then he says, then perhaps we only recruit one faction to help us and hope for the best.
And look, I try to repay favors done to me. I don't like to have debts hanging over my head, okay? But as far as loyalty goes, I watch the back of people who watch my back, who have my back, and don't just try to fucking use me, okay? You do me a favor, I do you a favor. But once our little merry band or whatever's back together, I'm done. I want out of here. You can play politics all you want. Do what you want to this city.
Interesting. Well, you're loyal to people who show you friendship. Then I hope that means that we are friends and you're not using me. I've fed you. I've given you shelter. Do you have Marius's back, Curtis Krieger?
You've helped me, so I guess I can help you.
Very good. And you agree that your little band, merry band, and you will not only help with the destruction of the Camarilla contingent in Pittsburgh, but also with a effort to rid the city of the Inquisition?
If that's what it takes.
Then we
Believe me, I got no love lost with that crew.
Then we must decide who we shall bring in to help us. You've seen the children. Physically, they are weak, but they have great facility with illusion. But I have other friends we need to contact. And if time is of the essence, we can only contact one. And so then he outlines for you a couple of groups that he would maybe perhaps visit, and you have to tell him who you would talk to. He knows of a group of witches that operate outside of the city who will take payment for mercenary acts and magic if they are provided with vampire blood as payment. He mentions a group of ghosts in a firehouse in Troy Hill called the Burnt Men that are easily manipulated by someone who knows how to speak their language.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that there is another gang, possibly the most useful in a fight, who go by the name the Drowned Dogs. Unfortunately, they are a little bit of a drive from the city. And they can be unpredictable.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Why don't we leave Curtis there to think about it?
Yeah.
Because Curtis is going to decide who he's bringing into this conflict next. Marius says that any of these people could make the assault on Washington's Landing with you, the children, your allies, and like whatever group you bring in could make it like very useful, especially if they're scattered and confused right now and dealing with your friends. He thinks that it could be a real.
Yeah, I think of the unpredictability. Like Curtis heard dogs and was like, "Huh," but heard unpredictable and was like, And I think that the self-sacrifice part of him is like, "I'll give him my blood." Yeah. Apparently, everything's real. Fucking vampires, werewolves, ghosts, fucking Frankensteins, mermen.
Marius is just sort of like surprised that you have that attitude. He's like, "Of course it's all real. What are you talking about?"
Yeah. Hey, maybe you and I could have a little conversation with some witches.
Nice.
Oh.
That's what I was hoping for. Witches.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. So, you're gonna go talk to the Reclaimers. Is the name of their it's the name of their coven in Gravity Hill in Pittsburgh.
Oh, boy.
And so
We've got to walk 500 miles and then walk 500 more, and
yeah, not the Proclaimers, the Reclaimers.
Right.
And he says, "Junior, get the car ready." And the mouthless guy goes and warms up the car, and now we will cut back to our friend. Thank you for being so patient. Actually, no, let's do this. Abu, the lock is opened on Lucius's freezer, and Isabelle is standing over him, but so is Sonia and Orman and a bunch of ghouls.
Ooh.
And Isabelle says, "I'm sorry, darling. I'm afraid you made a terrible mistake. You had to talk to your little friend. And now we've all agreed that, well, you can only help us if you consign yourself to allowing me to put in some safeguards."
What? But I helped you.
You helped yourself, and you helped your little friend Jen Brown.
How did I help myself? I calmed her down. You saw that she was absolutely losing her mind.
You're the one that doesn't seem calm, darling.
Of course I'm not calm. I'm hungry.
This is non-negotiable, Lucius, and it's for your own good. If you are truly loyal to me, if you love me, then you will do this without questioning. Now, are you a true Ventru? Is the blood in you the blood that came from these veins? Or are you a dirty little anarch gutter snipe who wants to wallow in his own filth and feed on his own kind? Will you allow me to put the blocks in your head, and everyone here will feel more comfortable? Wouldn't we, everyone? They all are like...
Vampires are such creeps.
I'm sort of going to be like, back to square one, aren't we? And I think we all know where this is going to lead. Please, have at it.
Very well.
No.
They let you get out. They put you in a chair. Isabelle sits across from you, and she starts talking to you, and she starts mesmerizing you. Now, Lucius, you do have options here because have you become more powerful than Isabelle at mental powers, and can you make her think that she's installed the block without actually doing it? It's possible. Right. Would you like to attempt that?
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's. The key is stealth because you guys are kind of speaking mind to mind, and you've got to kind of misdirect her in some way that she thinks that she has been successful, but in fact has not been. Right. So let's see. Your power in order to do this, you have unswayable mind, right? Don't you have that? Yeah, you sure do. So does she, of course. Let's see. And normally for unswayable mind, it just means, let's see here, fortitude, unswayable mind, resolve plus fortitude versus her manipulation plus subterfuge. And I'm going to rule that you need quite a bit of successes to make it seem like it worked, right?
Okay.
So your resolve plus fortitude, let's see. You have a resolve. Oh, you have an excellent resolve. Okay. And you have 1 fortitude. So I need 3 successes. I need 3. Oh, actually, let's make it you have to beat her. That's better. Let's do that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Can I blood surge?
Of course you can.
It's so risky with 4 hunger though. I mean, like
if you fail, you're gonna go feral, and it's gonna be a complete failure. And not only will she install the blocks, they will probably imprison you again. But you can try it. You can try it. Where are my Archon stats? Here she is.
Okay. Here we
Ooh,
go.
we're in a right pickle.
Oh boy. Back against the wall.
We're in a right old pickle here.
I'm okay.
Ooh.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm adding 3 die, right?
Wow.
That's correct.
Right. All right.
He's a gambling man.
You will need them. You will need them. Here we go.
Oh,
at a hunger 4, right?
What's that?
At a hunger 4, right?
At a hunger of 4.
Come on.
I've got 6 successes with a possible messy crit.
What does
Messy crit?
Yeah.
Does it say messy critical?
Yeah, it says messy crit.
Okay. That is bad for you.
Oh,
Because, well, here's why. Let me just explain in order. First of all, you beat her. You beat her handedly. But I think that what happens is your messy crit means that you put some kind of block or trigger in her head.
What?
Yeah.
That's bad?
I didn't want to kill the guy who shot himself in the head.
The problem is the second that she sees that it's there, like the second she's not able to do something she wants to do, she'll know you betrayed her. And I think that's it.
Do I know what this block is?
So she was trying to block you from harming her, from harming Sonia, from harming Dr. Orman, basically from harming anybody in the Camarilla group. And she was trying to block you from kind of harming them. And that was going to make them all more comfortable, that you wouldn't do anything to actively harm them. But now you have installed some kind of block in her. And what has it been? What did you say? I think that maybe you prevented her from harming one of your friends.
Yes. Could it be almost like if for example, and specifically Sonia, because I'm not liking this woman, man. Like she's so is it like it's like if Sonia even dares to touch or harm Jen in any way, be it through other people or even herself, you are to annihilate or to literally stop.
Okay. I'm gonna allow that. That sounds like a messy critical. Okay. Great. So So it was like this sort of like you guys were like whispering to each other, like very closely, like your faces were like, "You will not harm Sonia. You will not harm Dr. Orman. You will not harm me. You will," and then you just started whispering back to her, and the other Camarilla members are like standing far enough away that they don't even notice what's actually going on. That you are whispering to her that if Sonia tries to hurt Jen Brown, you are to annihilate her. And you notice as the Archon just kind of like is like. And take it in. She turns back to her friends and she's like, "I've put the dog on a leash."
And I'm going to sort of stand and then, like, I don't know, I'll probably go up to Sonia and kneel and go, "My prince."
Ooh.
She puts out her hand.
Ew.
And it's got the most veins and the most saggy skin you've ever seen and like a big ring on it.
Oh, and I go and I kiss it and I look into her eyes and then move her hand back and then stand.
Well, that's much better. Now, let's go to Economy Village. Wait. Oh, shit, they got the phone. No, they're not going to Economy Village anymore. Right? Oh, they can't open it. They can't open it. Thank you, Jen Brown. Woo! Good thing Ashley's here. Retcon. Let's go to Economy Village and gather up the rest of their little crew. And now all of the ghouls and stuff are going out to get in cars and to go handle things. Dr. Orman is leaving as well. And in a house right next door, we come back to Jen Brown and
can I just be staring at the cat?
I'm afraid not.
I just devoured it no matter what.
Was it your cat?
It was my cat for sure.
Oh my God.
I want to be careful. What does the player want to have happen? And I'm going to allow the player to do what they want here.
Well, I was going to see if maybe Jen, because the cat's ghouled, isn't it?
Yes, she said she had ghouled your cat. Yeah.
So if I drink that, am I drinking?
You can actually drink ghoul blood. It's just like it's not really sustaining, especially if you're the one feeding the ghoul. That's the ruling that I've made. I guess the book doesn't really make a difference. You can just feed on ghouls, no problem. But since it's Sonia's blood, if you're asking, will I become bloodbound to Sonia? No, you won't.
Okay. I mean, I think you can tell me. I think Jen would try to restrain herself to not give Sonia the satisfaction.
Should we do it with a willpower roll?
Sure.
Let's do it. She has one willpower left, right?
Yes.
Failed.
Cat's dead. Dinner time, baby.
I said, wait, you didn't let me finish. I'm going to give her an extra willpower back. Heal a willpower. She's rested, and Lucius let her know that he's still helping her. So why don't you just roll that other die and see how that goes?
Failure. Dinner time.
I'm so sorry, Jen Brown.
Crack.
We cut back, and you have fed on this cat. Your hunger goes down to 4. And you gain a stain because at Humanity 8, your own cat that you once owned, feeding on it makes you very, very sad. Okay, so now how could this get any worse, you might ask, Jen Brown?
Oh, God.
Someone is opening the door right now.
Of course.
It's Erasmus.
Are
you? I said Erasmus. Oh, there he is. The former leader of the Anarch movement. And he's like, are you okay? You're not going to try to diablerize me, are you?
Try and push your luck and find out, Erasmus. Fuck off.
Whoa, okay. Listen, hey, we can help each other right now. Can I come in for 1 second? Just we have to be quiet because they're listening. I think that they left. Look, I'm kind of on the chopping block right now, and it was really hard for me to get free. And he shows you like really like torn up wrists. And I think that you and I can help each other if we go now. We have to get out of here now.
Why the fuck should I trust you?
Because we're both about to be executed by the Camarilla.
Why would you be executed? You're their little pet now.
There was a whole trial. They were pretty upset about Allegheny Rose. The vampire in the water treatment plant. I led Sonia to where she was in torpor. We brought her back to use as a weapon against the Inquisition, but it got out of it. It wasn't successful. So I need you to go with me now. I need a place to stay. I need a place to be safe.
How about this? You bring me to Lucius, and then we leave.
Right. Yeah. I can do that. They're keeping him in Bob's house.
Why don't you bring him here by yourself, and then we leave?
Yeah. Okay. I can probably do that. So you don't want to come help then? You just want to stay here? Okay, I'll go. Okay. And Erasmus heads out the door. So, Lucius, did they choose to take you with them? Do they want to take you? Did you offer to go with them to raid your own former haven and capture Thana and Sabrina and
I know that
Dylan?
Clara, yeah, I have no idea. And Clara's there, so I'm just sort of
Clara, yeah.
Like I know that she's there, so I think I've done two things. I think I'm now doing long game and pulling the Archon back and kind of trying to be like, listen, I'll come with you. You have me now. I won't do anything stupid, but I need to make sure that my sister is safe. She has helped me so much.
Darling. No, your sister will always be safe. I think that your sister shows great promise. I think, we could have her ghouls within a few months, and then from there we could put her on the track to the gift. She could eventually.
I don't, Isabelle, please. Let me be the one to decide what happens to her in that regard.
Well, it's not entirely up to you, is it, darling?
Isabelle.
I'm sorry, but it's not. You are so defiant. Everything I do for you is for your own good. Now get in the fucking van. And she goes around and gets into the passenger seat.
Oh my god! And would I see Erasmus anywhere nearby, or am I just gonna just?
Well, let's see. Give me a wits plus awareness roll, but you need to get a lot of successes. Okay. And he's gonna make a stealth roll. How good do we think Erasmus is at stealth?
Not very.
Yeah, probably not very. Okay, yeah. Let's see how this goes.
I got 2 successes.
2. Okay, let's see how bad he is at this. Oh, damn. He got 2 successes at his stealth roll. And let's see if the ghouls and Sonia are paying attention. Sorry. Yeah, that seems right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, sorry, the dice are deciding random things, and it's not a story that I planned, but suddenly one of the ghouls is like, he's free! Erasmus is free! And Erasmus is like, you just saw him for a second, and he was like, hey, to you, and then all of a sudden, like, and he's like in the shadows and stuff, and then all these ghouls are like, Erasmus, he's free! Go, go, go! And Sonia comes down and is like, I'm surrounded by incompetence. And she's like shouting orders and trying to get, and they're like chasing him into the house.
I'm gonna shout like, I'll get him. And then I start, that's because I saw that, and I go for him. Like I'm now running for him.
Ah, very good. Okay, so he's like running across like a lawn, like past a swimming pool, like, and like the ghouls have dogs as well, and dogs are like kind of chasing him, and the ghouls with like sidearms and like stun batons are like chasing him, and you are trying to get to him first, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
So why don't you tell me what you would roll to kind of get to him first? Like maybe you're using a shortcut. Maybe you're just like, do you have some celerity?
Yeah, I have celerity, and I also have my leap, my soaring leap, which I'm just gonna.
Great. I'm gonna say for this, you can add your dot of celerity and another. You can add a die of that, and then a dice for your soaring leap, which is a level 1 power, and then let's call it like dexterity plus athletics, and also like this will be super powered. Like it won't be normal. So I'm gonna say your difficulty to get to him first is like 1.
Okay.
Because you are using super leaping and stuff like that.
I got 3 successes.
Very good. Okay, so Lucius doesn't go the route that the ghouls and the dogs are forced to take. Lucius runs around super fast around the other side of the house and just leaps. And suddenly you land and you're standing in front of Erasmus, who's like, fuck.
And then I'm going to go to grab him and then try and look for a way to get away, to sort of get away from all the other people chasing him. That makes sense.
Then I think we're going to need a stealth roll to hide from them.
Cool. Okay. So that would be stealth plus what?
What do you like? I think in this case, maybe dexterity is the most obvious, but you could use wits if it's like you found a clever hiding spot.
I think I'll use dex because I'm in that space right now.
Yeah, sounds right.
3 successes.
Okay, let's see how they do. Two successes.
Hey!
He went through there! He went through there! Like, you hear them all kind of running by, both of you. It's like, he says, Jen Brown sent me. She wants you to help me escape. I'm kind of her former mentor.
Fucking weasel! Fucking weasel!
Who are
you?
My name is Erasmus. I am the former leader of the Anarch movement who has been kept as a political prisoner here for some many months.
And where is Jen?
Follow me.
No, you tell me now.
She's in
Where
the house.
is Jen?
She was in the bathroom where you found her last time. She's
The same bathroom.
yes.
Fantastic. And my grip is just going to start getting harder. And I'm going to be like, for some reason, I don't like you. And there seems to be more for me by turning you in than if I was to help you. So tell me, you've got one chance. Explain. Why should I help you?
Oh, that's fair. That's very fair. And it happens a lot. But I promise you that I am useful. Sonia kept me around for a reason. I know everything about the vampires of Pittsburgh. I know where all the bodies are buried. I know all of Sonia's secrets, and I know quite a few of your coteries' secrets.
Huh.
Jen Brown wouldn't be a vampire if it weren't for me.
I'm going to go eat him.
Here we go. Lucius LE, strength plus your brawl, but you may add your potent stats.
Probably should have seen that coming.
Oh, Erasmus. Erasmus doesn't have potence, of course. Let's see if he is able to get away. Are you ready, my friend?
Yeah.
All right. How did you do?
I got 3.
He got 2. What? No. What are you doing? Oh my God. No. Great. Oh my God. Secret storyteller, please find the Diablerie rules again.
Yeah, I saw this coming. I'm on it.
And Lucius LE, please add 2 more stains to your sheet. You already know the Diablerie is bad for you, and you
What's left? Oh my God.
can't help yourself.
Not much.
But wait, are you going to Diablerize him, or are you just going to feed?
I'm going to Diablerize this guy.
No. Because you want to know
Big
everything
guy.
about the vampires.
Well, this is the thing. I have this feeling that like he's told me he knows all these secrets, and I'm in my head. I'm like, I was able to pull up some crazy shit from the previous spirits that I've kind of taken on. I'm like silering this guy, like eating this guy's head, you know? So,
yeah, no, it makes total sense. You can like use the XP you get from Diablerizing him and just put it into like, maybe you could get it like a 4 in politics for like the kindred of the area, like with a specialty of like Pittsburgh. We're gonna cut back to you in a little bit. Wow. Oh, actually, no, we don't have to. Let's go ahead and play this through. Okay. You need to immobilize your target. Okay. Heavy chains, a stake, torpor, or many partners holding the victim down. Look, the rules are, in the book really try to stop you from doing this. They don't realize that we have Abu Salim playing with us, and we're gonna let this happen. But what I'm gonna rule is that for every level of blood you take out of him, he's gonna get a chance to struggle again. Okay. Because unlike a mortal, he isn't just like kind of like enamored by the kiss. The bite doesn't like make him suddenly go into ecstasy. So he's going to keep fighting. Okay. And so let's see. He has like 3 levels of hunger left. So could you please roll for me again the same pool? We're going to do it 3 times. Okay. Here we go.
Oh my God. Can I show you this?
Yeah, sure.
I got a messy crit, mate.
Man.
Okay. If you get a messy crit, I'm going to say you managed to hold him down. But I think that what you actually do with your potence is you kind of break his joints so that he's really unable to continue to, he's unable to continue to fight back. And then you begin to feed on him. And you get him down to a full. Okay, you need to win a number of strength plus resolve tests equal to the victim's blood potency. So,
you're the anti-Jen Brown, by the way.
Give me.
You just are getting messy crit after messy crit.
Yeah, this is
give brilliant. Me a difficulty 3 strength plus resolve test. And
do I with 4 hunger? Well, how much hunger would I have now?
Your hunger, how much did you have when you started this?
4.
Okay, you're down to 1.
Okay.
And then if you finish that, once you finish this, it will be at 0.
Okay. I got 4 successes.
Okay, so you need to do this, let's see, 1 such roll per turn. So I said 3 turns. So could you make that same test 2 more times, strength plus resolve?
Okay. Another 4, and then 3.
Another 4 and a 3, and you have done it. You have done it, my friend. But there's one last thing that happens as you are like really draining the spark of Erasmus's like kind of life force out of his body. He screams, "Help me!" And soon you hear footsteps, but you are way too into what you're doing. You're way too. And suddenly Isabelle is standing looking down at you along with a bunch of ghouls, and you look up at her and you're just covered in Erasmus's blood. Her child has fed on another kindred.
And I'm going to just look at her and be like, I'm so sorry. I was so hungry. I was so hungry.
Your hunger is now at 0, Lucius. And she comes toward you and she says, I'm sorry too. She pulls both of her knives and they are just going to attack you until they can get you down.
Oh my God.
What?
Okay.
Broke the taboo.
What can I do then to try and get the hell out of this? I mean,
I think you're gonna have to fight, but we're cutting away from Lucius right now.
Yay.
I'm Jen Brown. You have been waiting a while, and Erasmus has not come back with.
Oh fuck a duck. Well, the door's open, right? Because he opened it.
Yeah, he opened it. Yep.
Oh God. Well, the reason I sent Erasmus on his own was because I'm terrible at stealth. but I feel like I can't just sit in this room, so I'm gonna try to leave. I have no stealth. I'm gonna poke my head out and see what the deal is. See if I can hear anything, see if I can see anything.
You hear, I mean, as usual on Washington's Landing, total chaos below. They're trying to find Erasmus. Sonia is shouting orders. They've forgotten about their mission to Economy Village because they're dealing with this fuck up. So there is confusion, and they don't know that the door has been unlocked for you.
I'm gonna rush to the nearest window and try to see if I can see out to what's going on without revealing myself.
Okay. Give me a Wits plus awareness, and if you can get 3 successes, you might see something interesting.
Wits plus awareness. 5. Okay. I'm now at hunger 4. Total fucking failure. I'm so hungry that I'm completely useless.
I'm so sorry, Jen Brown. So Jen Brown, you don't know what's going on beneath. So she has to make an uninformed decision, which is, I know, Jen Brown's least favorite thing. But she's in trouble, baby. So you have to decide what she does.
Okay. Do I know what house I'm in from our last
You're in the same house that has a big hole in the side of it right now. Sonia literally took you upstairs, and that was, I believe, Sonia's domicile here.
So this is where Sabrina lived?
It is.
So her stuff is here?
You remember looking into her room at one point, I believe, like the last time you were on Washington's Landing.
So all of her tech and stuff is here?
Yeah, that sounds right.
I'm going to go up and try to get to it.
Okay, great. You sneak through the house, and just as you remember, there is a room with like computers and like a bunch of devices lined up. And Sabrina hasn't been away that long, so they haven't mothballed any of it or anything like that. It's all there. And the window doesn't have like a blackout, like it's like, because she can take sunlight, no problem.
I think I'm going to try to ping the Inquisition again.
Okay, very good. Actually, when you get onto her devices, you have a message back from Father Forgive Me, and Father Forgive Me is saying, message received, en route.
Oh shit!
Across Pittsburgh right now, huge Humvees full of National Guardsmen, armed to the teeth, are driving toward the bridge to Washington's Landing.
Okay. There's a phone here probably, right?
There absolutely is.
Lucius still has his phone, doesn't he?
I think he does, but he's a little bit indisposed at the moment. But
I wonder if can I? Okay, you know that alarm sound that happens when there's like a Amber Alert?
Mm-hmm.
Can I send something like that to the phone? Something that will break through the Discord of what they're doing? I want to send basically like a fake Amber Alert that's like, seems like it's from the Inquisition to humans. That's basically like, fire reported at Washington's Landing. All citizens, please evacuate. And hopefully they'll know that it's the Inquisition coming. I basically just want to scatter shit right now so Lucius can get away. So we can both not get firebombed.
Let's see how that goes.
Holy fuck.
So you're creating a fake Amber Alert that seems like it's from the Inquisition. And you're doing it as quickly as you possibly can. Sure, give me a tech plus intelligence roll. And you need to give me 6 successes. That's really tough. That's some tough hacking. Would you like to blood? Oh, you can't even blood surge because you'll go feral.
No, I have hunger. No, I'll go feral. You're right. I'll go feral. I have to get 6. Will nothing good happen if I get less than?
You know what? Let's go 5. 6 is insane. Let's go 5.
Okay, I can't get 5. I can get 4 max if I use a willpower right now.
Let's see what happens when you get 4.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a willpower. So I'm down to 1 again. Fuck! I only got 3.
Okay. Okay. So, I'm sorry. That was just a very tough thing to do.
Sure.
And it doesn't quite work. And I think that you have to go to plan B, which is, do you just text Lucius?
I'm just going to call him.
Oh, you call him.
I'm going to call while running.
Okay. So the Archon is standing over you, Lucius. And the reason why you might have trouble answering the phone is because it says once Diablerie is complete, the Diablerist must assert control over the alien blood in their system. First of all, Abu, this process resolves as follows. First, Lucius loses 1 more dot of humanity.
Oh, shit.
What are you at now?
I'm now 3.
3.
Oh, God.
He must then roll a contest of his humanity plus blood potency plus Erasmus's resolve. So Erasmus's resolve was actually not that high because Erasmus is very smart and quite cowardly. So you must, versus Erasmus's resolve plus blood potency. So roll your 3 humanity plus your blood potency of, is it
3?
3 versus resolve plus blood potency for Erasmus. That's going to be.
So do I'll just roll it. So my potency, my humanity, and my resolve.
Nope, just your humanity and your potency.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, yeah, I said that in a confusing way. Okay.
I got 5.
He got 3. You won that round. Okay. Every success gives 5 experience points that you can spend on increasing blood potency or on disciplines known by the victims. But in this particular case, I will allow you to instead spend that XP on knowing things that Erasmus knew.
Okay.
It's up to you, and you don't have to spend it right now. But you have 15 XP. Make sure we mark that, Secret Storyteller and Abu. Please mark that on your sheet somewhere that you have 15 Diablerie XP to spend on things that Erasmus once had.
Right.
Now, a phone call comes through while you're sitting there, like struggling with Erasmus's soul inside of you, and the Archon and all of her people are moving in. And I'm going to rule. Oh, this is tough.
I can't answer this phone. I mean, I'm not human enough. But
I don't think so.
Would it be a sense of maybe one of them possibly answering, or would it be something that they would be like, kind of like, especially in this disposition that I'm in? I mean, it could be a tactical move for them
to answer it.
Well, yeah, because I mean, it could be anyone.
Let's decide with a die roll. Success for you guys. The Archon is very interested in why your phone is ringing. I mean, they're like grabbing you and you're like half conscious. You're like currently having a war with Erasmus inside of your head. And the Archon answers the phone. Hello?
The Inquisition is coming. Get out now.
She drops the phone. And we're going to leave those players where they're at. We're going to go out to Gravity Hill. Gravity Hill in Pittsburgh is like a kind of funny hill where things kind of roll uphill. It's kind of like it's an optical illusion, really. It looks like the hill angles one way, but it really is kind of the altitude or the angle is really not what it appears to the human eye. And Junior stops the big black car on this angle, and there's a bit of a disorienting feeling, Curtis. And you can see this little stretch of road is just an odd little stretch of road. There's a park nearby, and there are houses, residential houses, kind of dotted around through the trees. And Marius is like, this is where they meet, although this not being a dark of the moon or Samhain, I'm not entirely sure how we could make contact with them. But they're very interested in the blood.
Okay. So what, we just is there like a building, or is it just like a forest, or
a park, a road, a forest, and you can see houses through the trees. And up ahead there's like a cross street where you'd probably like be able to cross over and then go over into the houses.
Okay. And I'm just like, okay, then I guess
Junior
I gotta
gets
go.
out and he has like a can of like LaCroix or something like that, and he puts it down on the road and it rolls up the hill. And he looks back at you with no mouth.
Just like give him like a thumbs up, like weird, man. And like, well, and I guess I got to get their attention. And I walk up the hill into the park.
Very good. So once you come into the park, please roll your, let me say, your composure plus, I think I'll go with occult.
Composure plus occult.
That's right.
I don't think I've got any occult, so I'll just do composure then.
Okay.
One success.
You just feel a little bit of like a deja vu for a moment, like just those brief momentary moments of deja vu we all get at certain points. And by the way, this park is like it's got a playground. It's not, it's not ancient. It's not like covered in vines. It's just like a little city park with like plastic, colorful playground furniture and places where people can sit on benches and feed the pigeons and whatnot.
Just a kid's park. Weird deja vu. I think there's no one around?
There's no one around, but it's not so late that you can't see, a couple lights on in the houses that surround the park, through the trees on the back streets.
I'm like, witches, huh? Okay. And I send a Feral Whispers out to see if I can gather black cats to me.
Go for it. Roll your Feral Whispers. That's
or just
awesome.
Any cats.
That's awesome. You're going to gather cats. Yeah. So Feral Whispers.
Familiars.
Charisma plus animalism.
Okay. All right. That's 3 plus charisma. 5. Okay. Come on. 3 successes.
How many?
3.
Soon a bunch of cats have gathered in the park, and they're hopping onto the merry-go-round, and they're kind of like, under the swing. Yeah, the swing.
And as I do that, I take my knife and I just prick my finger a little bit. Just like I'm just holding that up and maybe just beckoning one of the cats over. Just
a drop of your blood falls from the tip of your index finger and lands in the dirt of the little playground, and suddenly that feeling of deja vu hits you hard, like you've shaken something up. And soon you see lights going on in the houses around the park, and pretty soon you hear voices and people moving toward the park.
Mm-hmm. And I just have I think I would just like to have all the cats kind of around my legs and up on the benches and just kind of looking at who's ever coming.
Marius finally walks from the car. He's just been kind of standing back and watching you, and he's like, very perceptive, Mr. Krieger. And he and Junior look over at 9 women who are just kind of walking up the street, and they look like a grandmother, someone who might be like someone's mom. And I mean full soccer mom, wearing her sweats that she would wear to wash the dishes after dinner. One is a teenage girl. There are 9 of them, 9 women. And the eldest one, who's a very big lady, gives you a little bit of a feeling of Sonia, slightly, but not. But she's definitely human and definitely has some majesty to her in her flowered muumuu. He's like, bloodsuckers. Yins come to parley?
You might say that.
You fed the earth.
Yeah. And there's more where that came from.
The women look at each other. Then three of them hold hands and look up and they go, they start saying a prayer to the goddess. And that's where we'll end for tonight.
Oh my God.
So Lucius is...
You've got to pick up every stitch. Yeah.
Here's what I'm excited about. It feels like lockdown might be about to end and turn into something else. I could be wrong. We play it as it lays, but there's about to be a giant battle between the Inquisition, the Camarilla, and mages.
Whoops.
I mean, you guys, thank you so much. That was so fun. You always so fun to play with. And I'm sorry I put you through all that, by the way. I hope you know that inside the hard callous outer coating of my heart is a little tiny shred of sympathy for your characters, and it beats strong. So thank you for letting me put your characters through that. Let's give these guys a digital round of applause, because your character is your avatar, and sometimes it feels like you're going through it, especially when you're incredible actors like these three. So thank you so much, guys. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you.
We're fucked.
We will see you.
Yep.
Look, everybody loves this coterie. I love them. Guys, we will see you next Sunday. I will go. I will say goodbye for now. We'll let Abu go to sleep. It's 3 a.m. where he is. And we will see them again later. Thank you, guys.
See you guys later.
Thank you.
Bye. Great stuff, y'all.
What a great cast. Oh my God. Every time I play with these people, they make me better, and they make really tough choices, and they make the game go somewhere incredible. I am very grateful and gifted to have players like this. Guys, what do we have coming up for you? I'm going to go into that now. If people have comments or questions, please shoot them onto the chat, and we will look at them in a minute. Tuesdays on the Stream of Blood are Taste of Blood days. And that means that we're going to slot all kinds of different shows into our Tuesday night stream. And this Tuesday, coming at 7 p.m., is the Neptune Society, our ongoing Call of Cthulhu 19th century gaslight campaign. And we are going to have Ross Bryant. Well, he's not here anymore. Ross Bryant, who you just saw play Curtis Krieger, back with Eric Mona, the publisher of Paizo and the Pathfinder games, reprising his role as Pemberton Polcross, the charlatan. And they're going to be joined by Dimension 20's own Brennan Lee Mulligan. I'm so very excited to have that guy on our stream. It's going to be a huge one. It's going to be a very special episode. If you've been following the Neptune Society, you know why. This is our kind of crazy other side of the Neptune Society, kind of the Order of Ancient Wisdom. So a lot is going on with that. Come and check that out, 7 p.m. Tuesday. Blood and Blades is another game that we play Saturdays. It's our shared setting where we have different crews, each playing once a week in a kind of a crime fantasy game on the streets of a city called Duskfall. Blood and Blades will be back Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, and we will catch up with our crew of Eruvian assassins, the Weird Sisters, played by Becca Scott, Josephine McAdam, and Jasmine Buller. So please come back and check that out. Stream of Blood is also a podcast. Please subscribe on the podcatcher of your choice. Rate and review us. It helps people find us. We have finished our run of the first chronicle of Vampires of Pittsburgh, and I believe they've started on this second run, Lockdown, our Lockdown storyline involving Abu Salim. So check that out and let us know what you think. All right, let's see here. Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition is by Modiphius Entertainment, Paradox Interactive, and World of Darkness. Original artwork for Vampires of Pittsburgh is by the uber-talented Will Pottorff, Pottorff. Check him out at willpottorff.com or on his Instagram. Original music is by Axel Kazes Taylor. I always love the sound of that song when it comes on. When we start, you can hear more of Axel's stuff at soundcloud.com. The absolute best way to support this channel, if you like what we've done in the past and you want to see more in the future, is to subscribe on Twitch and spread the word. Tell people what we're up to, and also subscribe on YouTube and leave comments on YouTube. We just want to create buzz. The more buzz we create and the more subscribers we get, the more we are able to bring you more content, more entertainment. So please do that and encourage your friends to do that. We have a new website, www.streamofblood.com. Be sure to go and check that out. We have a Google Calendar that you can subscribe to see what we have coming up so you know ahead of time. And we're on Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit, and Facebook even. So check us out at all those places. Finally, if you'd like to discuss with us, maybe we didn't answer your question here or you think of it later, get on Discord, the server of Blood. Get on our Stream of Blood Discord. I believe the link is in the chat, and come there and have a discussion with us, because we love to talk to all of our viewers. Okay. Do we have any thoughts, questions, anything like that? There's I don't see any. I'll just go ahead and say my thank yous, and if one comes through during that time, great. I would like to thank my producers and partners, Brian Baldinger and Clinton Trucks. I'd like to thank our social media manager, Megan Arch, our YouTube content producer, Matt Moynihan, and the Stream of Blood logo, opening animations, and our whole new look is courtesy of the newest member of our team, art director Jill Petracek. Thank you, Jill. Guys, head on over to the Discord. We'll talk there. Until next time, #GetPink, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.